Hey everybody, we're Rock Bros. How to get down.
I'm Reggie Crow, that guy with the fro, and we talking about the Marios.
Alright, so let's get to this straight. We both like Mario. We really do.
No!
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
yes.
I love
No.
Mario. Not as much as I
Okay.
love Sonic, but I like Mario.
Yeah, I appreciate the 3D games a bit more in Mario more than the 2D games. And I
Oh,
like
without
the
saying.
2D,
That goes without saying.
yeah, and I like the 2D games in Sonic more than the 3D games. I think the 2D games are a lot more polished than the 3D games when it comes to Sonic. But the 3D games in Mario they've been improving the gameplay since 64. And I'm really proud to say, like, 64, it pretty much set it pretty much set the standards for like open world 3D games at the time, because before that we had like Crash Bandicoot came out the same year, but a little earlier, and then we had 64, which was like straight up 3D, like it wasn't a hallway game or anything, and that's awesome. And Sunshine, well, I don't like Sunshine as I'll probably play 64 over Sunshine. I still had a lot of fun with Sunshine. I just thought it was a bit too easy, and I didn't like some of the gameplay mechanic changes. Although I think it did a lot of things better than 64, like the power-ups and Yoshi and
Right.
the bosses and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't agree, but whatever. I think we talked about this in the Sonic video where the developers don't, like, we were saying that it doesn't seem like the developers know the Sonic formula well. I would think in the Mario it's the opposite. I think they know the Mario formula too well, and they won't deviate from it.
Where's the thing? They know. Are you talking in terms of gameplay or just story?
Gameplay. Because, I mean, especially for the 2D ones, they know the basic jump on stuff, because he's a jump man, very well. So well to the fact that that's all it is.
I would say I think it has more to do with the fact that stems more from the fact that they keep reusing the Super Mario Brothers 3 nostalgia, like, to death.
I think it's more than that. I honestly think it's way more than that. I just think that when it comes to terms of gameplay, that either it's one of two things. They're scared of thinking of new ideas when it comes to the gameplay, or they don't have any more ideas to do when it comes to the gameplay. Which is also, hey, that's also entirely possible.
I agree.
Because sometimes when it comes to game design, the roof is only so high, you know what I mean? That's why some series just stop, and, you know, sometimes they stop on a very good note, sometimes they stop on a very bad note, but a lot of series just stop because they don't know what to do with it. Like, a prime example of a good series that stopped, I feel like, or should have stopped, rather, it was like Crash Bandicoot. Because not only did the gameplay not change, but when they tried to change up the gameplay, it didn't seem like they knew what the hell they were doing. So a lot of later games came out really bad.
Yeah, there are very few game series that have been able to successfully keep changing and innovating and still remain good, i.e. the Mega Man series, Castlevania, stuff like that.
Right.
With Mario, I think, because I think it started with the 90s. They have been switching up the Mario formula. I think it started with the Game Boy games.
I'm talking about recently.
Like recently?
Yeah.
Well, recently we've had stuff like, I told you about the like Mario versus Donkey Kong and stuff. It was a really nice change of gameplay from the traditional Mario stuff. Like, it was a puzzle platformer using the classic arcade Donkey Kong mechanics, but a bit more complex, a bit more refined and stuff. And it made for a great change of pace in gameplay. The puzzles were challenging and fun, and it was just nice to fight someone else than Bowser.
Right, and, but like that, I don't feel like that was a very, what's the word? As far as acclaimed title.
It could have been if they would have kept developing it. But here's the thing: I think also that series kind of fell into the trap of the New Super Mario Bros. Syndrome, because all the sequels that came after Mario vs. Donkey Kong GBA, they're pretty much Lemming clones. I don't want to play Lemmings in my Mario.
I don't want to play Lemmings at all. Like, let's be real there.
Like, March of the Minis is fire, but I don't need Minis March again, and Minis, it's always
I don't
like,
need
no.
endings just in general.
Yeah, yeah, like, it's that. And it's a really shame, because I think they could really develop that into, like, a full-out console game with, like, multiplayer and stuff. You could have, like, multiplayer-oriented puzzle platforming and stuff.
Right, but there's always going to be titles that fall to the wayside when it comes to popularity, advertisement, and whatnot. And a lot, I mean, some of my favorite games that have been real hidden gems that have gotten, like, no advertisement, like No More Heroes and stuff, have managed to still shine.
Yeah.
But I like, with the main titles of Mario, especially now, that's why I say the gameplay formula is very standard, formulaic, samey, cut and paste.
I think it most
innovative, and it hasn't felt innovative since the Wii happened. Not to me, anyway.
I agree, because here's the thing, like, they definitely improved Mario's control, but here's the thing with World. World can improve the control, and then they made level design based on Mario's new controls, so you were able to, like, run up walls, throw shells upward, they get hidden blocks and stuff. You had Yoshi, and you had levels centered around Yoshi.
Spin jump and all that stuff.
Yeah, and there was levels centered around all of his moves. Like, there was not a useless move in the game. New Super Mario, the new Mario 2D Mario style, they gave him, like, the triple jump and the wall jump, and that's all great.
But you have real need for it.
Because the level design isn't really designed around it. It's pretty much it reversed back to Super Mario Bros. 3 type of platforming, but slightly easier.
Yeah, that's another thing I'll say about the 2D games. I think they're way too easy. Way too easy. There's a single player. 2-player, they're relatively easy as well. 4-player, it's hard just because of chaotic.
That's not hard.
Not because of difficulty.
That's not difficulty.
Exactly.
That's tedium.
It's not difficulty. It's just, oh my god, the camera's killing me, or oh my god, like you got in the way of my jump. Oh my god.
Right. And handheld titles, like, you could forgive that to a certain extent, but Super Mario Bros. Wii shouldn't be as easy as Super Mario Bros. For the DS.
Right.
It literally took me the same amount of time to beat Super Mario Bros. Wii than on the DS.
Like, honestly, that was probably the fastest Mario game I've ever frickin' beaten.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I had more trouble with Super Mario Brothers 1 than I did with this. That's not a good thing.
And that's just bad.
Thing.
You haven't played the 3DS one.
No.
How
badly did you coast through it?
Kirby's Dream Land 1.
Is it easier than Kirby's Epic Yarn?
I've had
the game where you can't die.
Can't die. It might as well be Epic Yarn.
That's horrible.
Yeah. That's what I think, for me, New Super Mario Bros. 2 was the game that pretty much woke me up to where there was something wrong. Like, literally, I shouldn't max out of lives on the third world. And to be fair, like, it's relatively easy to get lives in Mario games, but it's not easy to keep them.
Right. I mean, for example, of Super Mario 64, I'm constantly at a gamut of 5 to 6 lives max, because I'm always screwing up and losing them somehow.
Right. And or even in Super Mario Bros. 3, I'll get like 10 lives on one world, but I'll lose like 12 of them in the next.
Well, yeah, bad math there, but yeah.
But
got 10 and lost 12. How did you not game over before you lost the other 2? But whatever, math is hard.
No, shut up. I'm saying, like, I lose more lives. No, I'm saying I lose more lives than I gain, and that's fine. That means that it's challenging.
Right. But these games are just, I'm literally coasting.
They might as well be the handheld game.
Right. I mean, it's the equivalent to me of putting Donkey Kong Country Returns on, like, the God mode, where, like, the game beats it for you.
You mean Super Kong?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing. They need to stop doing the super guide stuff. I don't want my game playing itself for me.
What's the point then? I might as well just watch a freaking Let's Play online.
Exactly.
At least I'll be entertained.
I mean, unlocking, like, Super Mario Bros. Wii, the whole hint system, like, the videos you got to unlock stuff was enough. They didn't have to do the whole Luigi comes in and just it bosses you over.
Yeah.
And
Like, I just have so many problems with the new 2D games. It's unbelievable. It's to the point where it's like, it's not fun. Like, absolutely not fun. It's the equivalent of Sonic 4 for me. Not fun.
I mean, I'll play Super Mario Bros. Wii over Sonic 4. I just think Sonic 4 is a bad game.
Sonic 4 is a bad game. We've talked about how bad of a game Sonic 4 is, but to me it's on the same par of boring, formulaic, samey bullshit that I will, like, once I play it and beat it in, like, an hour once, I'm not going to want to touch it ever again. And to this day, I have yet to touch Sonic 4 or any of the new Super Mario Brothers games again.
Yeah, I've deleted Sonic 4 off of my...
Like, I had new Super Mario Bros. Wii. Beat it, snapped the disc over my knee. I mean, I did not want to play it anymore. I had no interest of ever picking it up. Like, I could see myself going, hey, Super Mario Sunshine, or right now, Super Mario 64. Why not? Yeah, the controls haven't aged well, and the camera's horrible, and certain things are textured horribly, and there's bad collision detection sometimes in hitboxes. But I could still see myself playing it at some point in time over New Super Mario Brothers anything.
Yeah, the thing is, 64 is more fun to play than HD 2D Mario games. You're doing something wrong.
Yep.
You really are. And like I said, you're starting to see that kind of pattern in other games as well. Like I mentioned 3D Land, 3D World. Here's the thing, 3D World, the 3D Land formula doesn't work for a console game. It just really does. It doesn't. And I mean, it definitely looks better. I definitely like that they're adding it's basically going to be Super Mario Bros. 2 in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually glad they're doing stuff like that. It's definitely a step in the right direction, but then you got stuff like the RPGs. You come from Super Mario RPG to Paper Mario to Thousand Year Door to Super Paper Mario to Sticker Star.
You don't like Sticker Star, from what I know.
Sticker Star is a dumbed-down version of the first Paper Mario.
When you were talking about Super Mario Brothers 2 in 3D, that's a great step in the right direction, except for the fact that it's still one of those things where, yeah, we need to ride up the nostalgia of something.
Not well.
If it's the Super Mario Brothers 2 formula, just done in 3D, then you have not evolved. At all. Whatsoever. You just decided, instead of doing Super Mario Brothers 3, let's do 2.
I think, well, keep in mind, they haven't really done that before, so I don't think...
No, that's not, like, that's like saying, okay, we're going to instead of copying Sonic 3, we're going to copy Sonic 2. Ooh. Innovative because you went backwards instead of forwards. That's what I'm saying.
I get you. And yeah, to be fair, it's still using the 3D Land formula, which is an inferior formula to other 3D games anyway. So
it's one of those things where, unlike Sonic, which tries to innovate but fails, Super Mario does not innovate at all.
It's not trying anymore.
Which, honestly, I don't know which is worse. I will give Sega credit, and this is not me being biased. This is me being completely honest. I will say, hey, you tried something different, it didn't work out, move on to the next idea. Or try and perfect that idea to see if it works. Unfortunately, Sega doesn't do that much, but with Mario, it's like...
They're not trying
anymore. Even trying, so how the fuck should I even care?
Right.
And that's why I kind of felt up the series a while ago. Like, I mean, Super Mario Galaxy was cool and all, and I will forever respect that game. But,
which one?
Galaxy. But any
Oh,
game
okay.
around that, like any other title after that, I